everyone, it's Alethea here, and today I'm making Heavenscale Janna from League of Legends. This is a skin that I have been very excited about cosplaying ever since I got a random 6-star item that sort of resembled the cloth that's kind of falling on her shoulders and around her body, and I completely forgot about it afterwards, so the moment I got the item, I was like, oh, I need to do that, and then I just forgot, so until yesterday. And yeah, I spent a long time on this. I think this was the cosplay that I've spent most time on. It totaled to about 45 to 50 minutes with the photos that I was taking as well. Well, with some of the photos, because then I took even more. But yeah, overall, pretty big project. So as you can see here, I'm kind of experimenting. I wasn't sure how to create the top. The top was like, okay, it was somewhat of a bikini looking top. And then the bottom part is a bit more confusing because I'm not sure what she's wearing. I honestly don't know what you would say that is. So I was looking at something that's short in the front and long in the back to kind of illustrate that. But as you're about to see, when I start dyeing it, I don't have any of the dyeing requirements unlocked, so I couldn't do anything. Anyway, let's just see how we are right now because the entire outfit basically changes. I changed the hair, I changed a lot of things, so quite a lot of experimentation going on. I think it did quite well with the horns and the accessories around the hair. If you look closely into her model, you can see that she has basically the exact same thing. As for the necklace, you can see that she has those turquoise spheres around her, but I wasn't sure what to do, so I was looking at this initially, and I thought that looked really good, but then I decided to go with a slightly smaller one simply because you could customize more of the gems there, and it felt like that was easier to implement the colors into. As for the socks, I just decided to go with what you see right now because it's like a cloth that kind of wraps around her thigh, and I figured that that's on theme. It's not exactly as it is in her skin, but I thought it was about as close as I could get. For the staff, I was a bit unsure because I could also use the Kuromi one, but instead I went with this one because it felt like it was a bit taller and I could incorporate more colors into it as well. This is where the dyeing became a bit of an issue because although I could have used this hairstyle, which I think fits better because it doesn't have bangs, for example, and it's longer, it couldn't be dyed in another color. It could only be dyed in one color. And so I decided to go back to the original hairstyle that I tried, and that one I know for a fact had multicolor or bicolor, I guess. And so I decided to go with that one just to represent the skin as accurately as possible. As for the top, it had some golden elements as well as some white elements, but I figured going with a somewhat more pearly type of white and relying a little bit on the gems themselves to bring in more of the color, I figured that that was like the way to go. And this is what I was talking about. I feel like that's a really good piece to try to make it into what she has in the original skin, but I just didn't have any of the dyes available, so it was time to experiment again. Ultimately, I decided to go with this piece, which I'm going to be honest, I really disliked. As I started doing it, I was hoping that the color scheme was going to carry it, and it did. At the end, it really did. So I'm happy that I went with that one, but it's one of these dresses or I guess skirts that you just never really use, I feel like, because it has a very specific set that it came with. and I found it really hard to style with anything else, but just changing the colors a little bit, going back to that red, going back to that turquoise, going back to that bluish green color, I feel like overall it turned out pretty nice. Someone mentioned, I think it was Milk Tea Boo Boo, she mentioned on my Instagram that she was quite surprised that I didn't edit any of my photos to add on elements that aren't present in the game, because that's very common. I've seen on Instagram people do that, but part of the challenge for me is trying to recreate it as best as I can within the Life Makeover clothing universe and the clothing pieces that we have available. So I understand that I could probably have a lot more accuracy if I was to start editing parts into my pictures, but that's not what I personally want to do. So yeah, and I felt like sometimes if you don't have the exact same outfit choices, at least you can incorporate the colors to represent it as best as they can and let them do the talking. So that's kind of what I decided to do. As for the horns, I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do because none of the colors really fit the golden color. And you can see me checking on the other piece what exactly that color is, and I couldn't find it. So I assume it's from the X Starlight color wheel, which I don't have unlocked. So I figured we're going with something slightly yellowish, but not too yellowish because you don't want it to stand out. But yeah, that was a bit of a challenge, just getting the right color. I did get a lot of support on my Amber Genshin Impact cosplay video, so I just wanted to thank everybody who watched that video or who interacted with it in any way, whether through Instagram or here or Discord. I really appreciate the support. Here you can see what I meant by adding in the colors to kind of match the theme. So I decided to add a little bit of red, a little bit of orange, and of course the turquoise color. I also found these, I guess wristbands you would call them, and I didn't know I had them. I noticed that I was checking them out again in the Ember video because I was like, what is that? I don't know how I got them. I don't know where they're from, but they fit really well here. Their original color was very yellowish, so I think I tried to change it. But yeah, I think it added to the outfit really well. As for the staff, of course, like with a lot of other life makeover items, you can't change 100% of the item's color. So there's certain things that are just going to be default color, which I hate. I really, really hate because there have been amazing things that I've just wanted to color and then I can't do that. So I hate it. And in the staff, there's this silver part that you'll be able to see in a little bit that just doesn't match at all. But I figured the rest of it matched reasonably well, so I went with it. As for the makeup, I was very torn here because you can't really see the makeup too close on the splash art, neither in the game, but it felt like she had something underlining the bottom of her eyes. So you can see me go back and forth between several eyeliner styles, and I didn't know which one to go for, so I went for the slight underline of her eye. The mascara, that's just personal choice. I had a lot of choices and I didn't really know which to go for, so at one point I just closed my eyes and I just decided just pick one and just go with it. In the official splash art, Janna's hair is above due to the wind, so it's kind of being blown by the air. And I tried to replicate this, but unfortunately we don't seem to have any wind that's strong enough for that, so there goes my dream. But yes, that's something that's unique to Janna. Her hair is always being blown upwards, so it's a style thing. I have been having a lot of fun with the camera tilts with the studio camera option, and I think it turned out really good. After I took this image, I forgot, or well, rather, I was forgetting the entire time, and after I did that, I remembered that I have the dragon from the Lord of Abyss set. Unfortunately, it's a different dragon, and you can't really move it, but it's still a dragon. So I decided in the next pictures I'm going to include him, and that I did. Anyway, that was all from me today. I really enjoyed making this character. I really enjoyed making the cosplay around it and finding solutions to the difficulties that some of the items brought. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know. I'm dying to hear your thoughts, and I love anything you have to say, whether it's positive or negative. Just give me that constructive criticism. I hope you have a wonderful day or night, depending on where you are, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys!